Hello everyone, welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena, playing Quick Draft Dominaria United. Our first rare is a clunker, but there's some good stuff here. Knight of Dawn's Light, it's quite strong. These two are fine. These two are fine. There's plenty of decent stuff here, but we're going to grab the Knight of Dawn's Light. In that last draft, it did pretty much carry one game by itself when I got stuck on 4 mana with no green. Just attack with a 2/2 every turn, and they can't do anything. So, ooh, a Knight of Dawn's Light and a Knight of Dusk's Shadow, eh? Linebreaker Baloth is also solid, but I don't know. I like having these guys. Gives me the opportunity to play either color, perhaps both, and still have something quite solid. What do we want here? There's not really anything good in white or black. Like, yeah, you could take Heroic Charge. You could take an Eerie Soul Tender. But neither of those is really the right choice. We can venture into red with the Dragon Whelp, or into blue with the Geyser, or, you know, maybe some domain stuff with Codex. I don't think I'm supposed to do that. I think red or blue is a better choice. I mean, I suppose we could take the Crystal Grotto and defer, but I don't want to do that this early. I think the Geyser is probably better than any of these things. What was in the last pack? Does 17 lands know that already? Can I go back and look at my last pick? Yeah. Have we passed any? We haven't really seen anything good in blue. Pack 1, you know, there was the Vohar. Pack 2, there was a Pixie Illusionist and a blue-white land. I don't think that means someone is drafting blue. They're just like, haven't been that many cards yet. But it does mean that if we pick this, Lefty will see several packs in a row with nothing in blue, and you know we might be able to get some blue cards from them. So I think the Geyser is the way to go. There's a Garna. Be better if I'd taken the Dragon Whelp in that case, of course. But there's also Captain's Call and Gibbering Barricade. And the Steel Crusher, I suppose. I think I'm gonna... Garna's double red. I think Garna is the best card we can take here. And this is, by the way, we are also seeing packs with no blue in them. Now that we're like pick 4 and haven't seen only one good blue card, I'm not at all certain that blue is going to be open for us either. So let's take a Garna, see where that goes. Okay. Well, a Wrath is pretty exciting. We have good white, sort of. We have good blue, sort of. Writhing Necromass, I think, is also a reasonable choice. So is Mesa Cavalier. But Wrath is quite a good card. And it's still here pick 5, so that's something we should at least consider. Okay. There's some blue duels as well, but I'd rather just have a Runic shot. Okay, white is wide open. We should definitely be in white. Shalai's Acolyte? It's a little slow. The blue-white deck wants to be like a tempo deck, right? You get stuff like Geyser and Stall for Time in blue-white. you know, a 5-mana flyer that can be kicked for green is a little bit slow. Argivian Phalanx works if you get tokens. Like there was a Captain's Call we didn't take earlier. That would make this better. I think I'll just take a Destroy Evil. Right? I don't know. Maybe a Stall for Time. Maybe I'll just build that Stall for Time / Geyser deck again. The 1/0/3. Let's try that, shall we? Resolute Reinforcement still here is great. Kind of a shocker that Baird is still there? Huh. I think I should grab Baird. Like, it's surprising that Resolute Reinforcements is there, but it's really surprising that Baird is still here. And we know coming up in just a couple picks, there might still be a Heroic Charge, which would be nice for this. There's a Keldon Strike team as well. So while Wrath was somewhat of a signal that blue-white is open, we haven't gotten much of any other blue cards. And we're getting some pretty good stuff for the red-white deck, so I think that should be a direction to go in. I'll take a Stall for Time. If I want Thrill of Possibility, I can probably get one later. Yeah, lots of red, huh? Let's just grab the 2-mana Enlister then. Red-white likes that well enough. Steel Crusher, good. Steel Crusher again. Fire NATO is not my favorite, but Kavu is. Okay, so let's get rid of that Geyser and Wrath then. Whew. Rewarded. Opened up a good one. Phoenix Chick is okay. I would love Captain's Call to wheel, but it didn't wheel last pack. So there is somebody playing white. Okay, yeah, give me a Flame Sage, please, over Phoenix Chick. Could take these duels. I would like, you know, the blue one probably for Stall for Time. Maybe Wrath, but I think it's more important to get some good red cards. Warhost's Frenzy should be great. Take Up the Shield, also great. I'd like to be able to splash black for Warhost's Frenzy and Karna, which would both be great in this deck. Don't care that much about a Goblin Picker. So this is going to be my Heroic Charge, basically. Oh, there's a Balduvian Berserker. Why did I skipped past that in my initial scan for some reason? Totally lovely card. Dragonwhelp, solid. I think I'll take a Furious Bellow? Maybe a Phalanx? I think this kind of red-white deck doesn't really want a 4-mana pumpable flyer or a Molten Monstrosity. It'll be good if we get to enlist something big. And I generally speaking am a decent fan of this card. But we also really want some combat tricks. Might be cutting these Stall for Times, I don't know. Samite Herbalist should be great. We have a couple of Enlisters already, and this guy loves those. Plus we love 2-drops. There's a Monstrosity. Actually, the Grotto as like a kind of janky black source might be better. Monstrosities are not that hard to get if you want them. Ooh, Love Song of Night and Day. That's sweet. Again? Enthralled to Pit is okay, but just give me more love songs, please. Captain's Call did wheel. Fantastic. Another 2-drop. I don't have a Thrill of Possibility yet, right? It's fine. I don't really want to run it, but it could be okay. This is just too much. 4 mana for a 2/2 flyer. Even with Enlist, I don't think it's really that good. I don't know what decks want Smash to Dust. I don't feel like it's red-white, but who knows. Twinferno? I don't think so. Maybe just another Warhost Frenzy? Maybe a red-blue land, actually. It would make the stall for times better. I'm kind of thinking of cutting them because they're not that good when you don't have blue mana. They're okay. But also when you don't like want to spend 5 on anything. But like 3 mana to tap 2 things could let you get in for a decent chunk of damage. Or remove an important creature somehow by making them like unable to block the way they want to. But like making it difficult also for them to not block at all. I suppose Hammerhand's also an option. But I think Warhost Frenzy is better than that, right? Let's take another of these. And look at like cutting the stall for time. Keldon Strike Team is great. Heroic Charge is great. Yosha declares war. Is there some reason I would want this? Not really. I mean, we don't have a lot of token generators right now, but we do have 1 Captain's Call. So, like, Heroic Charge could be good. I would really love for this to wheel, but I think the Strike Team is more important to get more tokens to make the existing Warhost's Frenzies better. Phoenix Chick is solid. Furious Bellow's okay. Mace Cavalier's fine. Come on. I mean, okay, I'm gonna take the red-white land because I don't really need any of this stuff. Like, a Kavu would be good, but I have plenty of cards that are good. I just want, like, better lands, better mana base. I think. I don't know. The reason I would want this is so that I have more red and white sources so I can afford to splash a swamp or 2. And I think that that is probably a good idea. I wish it were red-black or white-black so I could say, look, here's my swamp. But this is fine, too. Either way, it lets you have more... I forget if I talked about how, like, I think I finally understand why people talk about counting the number of sources of some color in their deck. And, like, obviously, yes, the more sources of the colors you need that you have, the happier you are. But, like, what number is correct? You know, how many do you need? And I didn't really get that. Oh, another Baird. Destroy Evil's good, but I'll take the Baird. Also another Grotto. Captain's Call. Whew. Resolute Reinforcements is good. So we got plenty of token generators in the end. Hammerhand wheeled, and I want that over Twinferno. I don't really have much in the way of like super pumpable stuff. And Twinferno to copy a Captain's Call doesn't seem that good. Like, what else would I copy with it? Warhost's Frenzy doesn't seem that great. Okay, I will take another Grotto. But anyway, like, the point... Wait a minute. Could I play this? The double white is fine. The green, I mean, I only have the 2 grottos for green. So this is like a 4 mana thing if I have a grotto in play. I don't think that's that good. Anyway, the point is, like... So I basically think, previously, when I was on my own, thinking about how many of some land you need in order to splash a card of that color, I was thinking, like, look, at some point in the game, let's say we wanted to splash Garna, just as an example, right? Which has a single black requirement. At some point in the game, you're going to draw Garna. And Garna will either be higher in your deck than all of your swamps, in which case you'll draw it and you can't cast it, or it'll be lower in your deck than at least one of your swamps, and when you draw it, you'll be able to cast it. This is not 100% accurate because, like, you know, sometimes you draw 2 cards and you get Garna and your swamp at the same time. Or in your opening hand, you draw 7 cards. And so, like, from that perspective, if you run just a single swamp, half the time you draw Garna, it'll be unplayable. 2 swamps, a third of the time it'll be unplayable. 3 swamps, a quarter of the time it'll be unplayable. This assumes that you have unlimited access to red. I mean, we're just talking about splashing a single color here. You know, maybe it would make more sense to look at Knight of Dusk's Shadow for this example. And I don't know, maybe that's fine for splashing stuff. But I think that players, when they're looking at, like, their main colors, that doesn't really make sense. Like, okay, you know, I have Keldon Strike Team. Let's say I have, 7, 8, call it 9 white sources. So only 1/9 of the time, no, 1/10 of the time that I draw my Keldon Strike Team, that I draw my Keldon Strike Team, I'll have not yet drawn a white source, and therefore it'll be unplayable. Oh, right. Another reason this doesn't really apply is suppose I were trying to splash a card that costs 10 mana. You know, its costs were 9 and a white. Or I guess in our case it were 9 and a black, a color we're thinking of splashing. You know, in that case, yes, half the time I draw the card, it'll be before I draw my swamp, but, like, most of the time, it'll be unplayable because I don't have 10 mana, not because I don't have my swamp. So even if I draw my swamp after my 10 mana splash card, the splash still won't be the reason that I can't play it. So, like, you need fewer swamps if you want to play the thing late, because some of the time that you draw it, you won't have enough mana, and so it won't matter what colors you have. Whereas if you wanted to splash like a Phoenix Chick, it really is the case that if you ever draw it without a mountain, it's unplayable because you didn't have the mountain. Anyway, but for your opening, for your main colors, how many do you need? Like, why is it that 5 or 6 of your main color is not considered good, while 8 or 9 is considered good, and 7 is considered, like, sketchy? Is to do with your opening hand, and or, like, you know, turn 3 or 4, basically. The idea is assume that you've drawn to, like, turn 3 or 4, by which time you've seen about 10 cards, right? A quarter of your deck. And so how many mountains do you expect to have in the first quarter of your deck? Well, we have 8 mountains. 9 if you count this. 10 if you count them both, but that's pretty optimistic. Let's just call it 8 for now. That's a fifth of your deck, right? So, you know, if a fifth of your deck is mountains and you've drawn a quarter of your deck, you expect pretty often, most of the time, to have at least 1 mountain by turn 4. Especially if you consider you might be mulliganing, like, I don't know. So it makes it easier to make sure you have all your colors in your opening hand, or at least your first few cards. And that's like the important way that people think about colors, I think. Anyway, so what are we doing here? We can consider splashing Garna. We could cut the Runic Shot, even though it's like our only removal. Doesn't seem great. Hammerhand doesn't seem that great either. Well, actually, it kind of does. Most of our cards are not very big, and so giving them haste doesn't matter that much. But just kind of giving anything haste is good because of our enlisters, for example. I wish I had more combat tricks. Well, that's not true. I have plenty of Warhost Frenzies. And those are the ones that count. So we want to be clicking attack all every turn if we can. So first things first, we're definitely cutting a land, maybe 2? Maybe I just play all of this. Like, I could throw in a Garna, and it's like, you should probably run 2 swamps, and I don't know that I agree with that. Let's just run 1. Because I have the 2 Grotto. I don't know. Maybe 2 swamps is good. This gives me 7 red and white sources, which is a little bit dicey. But this would be a fantastic source of draw or damage, right? Maybe the land I cut should just be a Crystal Grotto. Because these are best if in 2 circumstances. I think I've talked about this before. They're best either when you have no need for fixing at all because you're just solidly in 2 colors and can cast like your main spells anytime, right? If I'm like, you know, or best of course in mono red, where like mono color, where you're like, I don't, colorless mana is as good as colored because I have as much of all the colors as I need. Then this is great. It's a land that scries for free. Or when you really need a lot of fixing because your mana base is otherwise shaky, and this can be like, okay, I have to overpay by 1 for my spell, but at least I can cast it. We're not really in either of those scenarios. We mostly have a pretty good mana base, but we need a little bit of help getting a few black costs handled. And so I think 2 Grottos is sort of overdoing it. 6, 12, yeah. So this is 16 lands, which I think is reasonable, especially Garna bumps our curve up quite a bit by both being an expensive card and hopefully drawing cards. So I think increasing our mana, cutting another land would be unwise. You know what? Runic Shot kind of sucks in red-white because the opponents don't like to attack you anyway. So there you go. We're red-white, no removal, 1 combat trick. Oh, no. You know what? Let's get rid of the Thrill of Possibility. Let's just assume we're going to draw gas all the time. And if we don't, we have Love Song of Night and Day, which, if our hand is empty and opponent's isn't, you know, step 1 isn't that bad. Oh yeah, we have kickable stuff like Keldon Strike Team that's going to want more mana, and Balduvian Berserker's going to want... I'm sorry, Flosun Kavu's going to want more mana. So I think 16 lands is the lower end of reasonable. It might not even be 100% insane to run 17. But I won't. Alright, this seems like a pretty good curve of cards that fit into what the deck wants to do. It's a shame we didn't end up getting the Heroic Charge. I would happily trade in one Warhost Frenzy for that. I forget what I took instead of Heroic Charge. It was in pack 2 though, right? So if I look in Draft Sim and scroll forward to pack 2... Oh, maybe it was pack 3? Oh, I actually... No. Yeah, pack 3, pick 2... What did I take? The Keldon Strike Team. Oh, see, look at this. This is, speaking of, like, not having your colors, I'm going to keep this because I can play a Steel Crusher. No, that's too greedy. This deck needs to curve out. I can't stand to wait for a plains. Okay, great. Insane. Unbelievable. Put back the swamp? I think so. I'd like the mana, of course, but we need just mana of some color. I don't really care that much which to be able to do this, to curve out. And I want to keep all these spells because they're great. Maybe I was supposed to put back the Captain's Call and I look like an idiot now? Well, it certainly has not worked out to return the swamp. I'd be very happy to trade Captain's Call for swamp right now. Fine. Got there in the end. Sort of. Well, I could Strike Team and charge in with it, I suppose. But I'd rather have the Kavu. Because it threatens to, like, get some good attacks in. And also it can trigger Baird, even if I don't get to attack. Anytime I have spare mana. Okay, this is domain stuff, clearly. They've just hit 4 different lands. Who needs fixing when you have this, right? Love Song of Night and Day. I don't have any very good attacks. I think I need more lands. Found one. I would trade these, I guess. But I think I'd rather just get a 1/1. I don't know, this is looking kind of bad. If I ever draw Warhost Frenzy, it looks a lot better. Ooh, Hammerhand, huh? That's kind of interesting. Yeah. What if I played a Hammerhand on the flyer? I don't know. Am I concentrating too much value in the flyer? I guess I am. Whoops. Okay, I'm bad. Probably should have put it on the 1/1 or something. Stopped the 3/3 from blocking. Rona's Vortex? Okay. Ah, joke's on you, I have another. Just both of the tokens, please. Actually, one here and one here, so that if they for some reason decide to bounce something, at least if they bounce this, I get two cards back. I don't think I should just play Baird. It does generate an extra token this turn, but it spends my mana pretty inefficiently. When I get a 5th land, I'd love to play Baird +3, right? So... I don't know, that one. This game seems to be going badly. But, like, that certainly could change. Right, opponents at 22 is the main reason I say it's going badly. We have a board. You know, if we ever do get one of our mass pump effects. Uh-oh. If only this deck had any removal, huh? No attacks, though. Okay. We really need a Warhost Frenzy pretty soon. So I have 9 creatures, you know. It gets in for a lot if I'm allowed to attack with everything being +2/+0. Letting this enlist is pretty strong. I think better than the Flowstone Kavu. Which just gets to like trade for their 3/2 or something. So this trades for 2 cards. Oh, do I want this to enlist and trade for 3/2? Not really. Wow, that's a card. Oh man, if they get to ever play a green permanent, we're gonna be in trouble. Now suddenly attacking with the Berserker... Actually, I think it is still good. Because either it trades for 2 3/3s, or it trades for the Defiler, and those are both great. Or it gets in 3 damage, which is fine. Really? Uh-oh. What do they have? they're planning to cast here. Okay. I mean, obviously this looks stupid, and I should have, like, no. Whatever I aimed at, they were going to shore up, so it didn't really help for me to, like, know they had a trick. It would have helped before attacking to know that. I'm kind of like, the next card we draw has to be Warhost Frenzy if we're going to win, right? And so wouldn't it be better to develop 3 creatures instead of 2? But if we draw Warhost Frenzy exactly 2 turns from now, playing out this... No, I guess that doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Look at all these tokens! It's not green. It's a great card, but it's not green. If this is green, of course, that's very good for them. They're also really close to killing me. If they attack with a few lands in the air. Like, if they have a land in hand, attacking with all 3 lands is 2-turn lethal. Which is why I said we need to draw the Warhost Frenzy immediately. Or if they get a green creature, it's also very good. That's not it. Alright, well, GG. So playing these 2 last turn, and then the Charger this turn, would get in more damage now, but it's clearly not lethal. Is why I said, like, you know, we needed to assume the next card was Warhost Frenzy, and in that case playing the Strike Team was better. May as well just swing out here, right? Make them regret attacking briefly while they... Because, like... All of the red-white stuff is, like, +2/+0. There's Heroic Charge and Warhost Frenzy. And here I am getting in for 24. If I have it. But I don't. So, I don't know. I think it was sort of reasonable for them to attack with all 3 flyers to set up a quick lethal. But I think actually it was better to just attack with like 1 or 2. Even though it makes it 3-turn lethal, you're safe from Warhost Frenzy in that case. I guess they're not safe from Heroic Charge, though, because of the trample? No, because none of my stuff is going to trample. Because it's all 3 power, and so are all your blockers. So I would only be getting in for 22 or... Sorry, for like 21. If they had attacked with 2 creatures instead of 3. Oh no, some of my stuff does trample. I have some 3s. But they can just let that in and block the 2s. It doesn't matter, whatever. So I think they made a mistake there. But we didn't actually have it, so... Kind of funny, actually. The Keldon Strike Team is what I played on instead of the Warhost Frenzy, which is what would have been lethal. And remember, the Keldon Strike Team is what we drafted instead of Heroic Charge, which also would have been like way better than Keldon Strike Team at that time. Because I'd had it for long enough that I probably could have swung in for lethal before Tatiova got off the ground. Haha, so to speak. Can't play this either. Good if it draws a mountain. Great if it... Well, it needs multiple mountains, really. We have 7 red sources and 7 white. Isn't that right? Because we have 2 swamps. No, yeah, that's right. 2 swamps and a grotto is 3. A duel is 4. And then we have 12 more lands, 6 and 6. So, alright, fine. Back with the captain's call again. So 7 is a little bit low, but I don't think we should be getting this many opening hands that don't really work. What is this? Some domain stuff? I expected them when they opened with red-white to be like Boros aggro, but they're just everything instead. Mono lands, no spells, all colors. So it seems. Oh, I should have played the mountain. I thought the mountain's an extra damage. I thought it didn't matter because I was just going to play a spell, but of course the pump effect on this, I have 2 mana to spare, and if I had 2 red, I could pump it twice. Missed the damage there. Very bad. The other thing is I should have pumped this pre-combat and then enlisted it so that I would have 2 things that are bigger. So, given that that didn't happen, I'm not going to run out Baird. I'm going to just play Love Song of Night and Day. And it turns out, then, my choice doesn't really matter as much. But, give me the bird, please. I mean, I don't know. Maybe cards are okay. No, I want to wait for... I'll use this one for cards once my hand is empty-ish. Whatever, they're looking for big spells. I don't want to give it to them. And I want to counter next turn so that Baird can prosper. Mm-hmm. Turns out I guess if I played them both for cards, they might be overdrawing. That's something I didn't think about. Since we know they don't have any cheap spells, yeah, maybe I could have gotten away with it. But like, I wouldn't have this 1/1. I wouldn't have gotten into 2 damage. I don't know if that would be worth it. It's a lot of Baloths. That hurts. I guess I kind of have to put it on the same bird. I don't like concentrating this value, but I want to get the damage in. Oh no, what am I doing? It was supposed to... I forgot it gives haste. That's why I was going to put it here. Missed the damage again. Should have put it here. That's interesting. I mean, they are pretty close to killing me, I guess. I guess we swing all here. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work out, but maybe I draw Warhost Frenzy. All attack, but you enlist. Oh, I can't all attack, right. So let's hold you back? I don't know. Come on. Where's all my pump spells? I only have 2. I should draw them all the time. You know, I mean, I did this to myself, right? If I had hammer handed this, I'd be getting in 2 more damage the previous turn, and they'd be at 1 instead of 3. And I'd also have gotten to dig through my deck more by like 4 cards. So I would have had a chance to draw more chances to draw the Warhost Frenzy. I think this is a good deck. I don't know. There's no removal. That's what red-white is supposed to have some of, I guess, and I don't have enough combat tricks. I have, like, the final lethal push, but I don't have... Like, I have 1 Furious Bellow. I need more cards like that, more Take Up the Shields to... in the early game, make opponent lose creatures while I get in damage so that I can just keep attacking. What's happening is that, like, as soon as my opponent draws 1 big creature, I have to stop attacking and wait for Warhost Frenzy. And that's why you need more early combat tricks. This is fine, actually. I'd like a mountain, but I have a 1 or a 2 and a 3 that are good, and have a good chance of drawing me a mountain if I haven't hit one yet. Ooh, 5. Maybe we have a chance, guys. Although, drawing cards seems like a very bad thing for this to do right now, because opponent is dying for some cards. Okay, and now I don't really have to. Because I drew something to play on 2 mana, and also a way to get my red out. Good spell. Well, we're attacking here. Conceivably, we could play this to draw and then change our mind about the planes, is why I didn't play it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's between like this for birds or Captain's Call. I think Captain's Call is good. You gonna Raven Man me? I have a spare Baird. And I would get in 4. But, okay. Seems like the Flame Sage is the most important thing, right? Baird can kind of wait. I don't know why I'm enlisting. Like, basically because if I want to, I can play Baird and get an extra 1-1. I don't think that's right, though. So it doesn't matter whether I enlist or not. And if you make me, I'll discard Love Song of Night and Day. I don't think they should do that, though. I think you need to do more than just, like, develop some birds. Pass? What do they have? Take up the shield, maybe? That's interesting. Both of you enlist, please. Do we really have that few instants and sorceries that this never works? Garna, but I don't have enough red. What if I were willing to let Baird die here? Oh no, I was thinking they only have this blocker, but of course they have both of these, and they can block 2 power creatures pretty easily. Okay. Well, I guess let's just go for something. I don't even know if I want the cards here. Probably. Warhost Frenzy is really good for me. But so are birds? Oh, I'll take the cards. That's both frenzies, alright. You know, I actually don't enlist. Just wait till next turn and play the frenzy. I do not wish to trade this for a Raven Man right now. Or, well, it wouldn't trade. I don't want to trade it for Ellis either. I think we got him, right? With 1 blue mana, they can't really live anymore. They block Baird and we get in for 15. Oh, that's nice. Turns out they can live. But we wipe their board and we draw 2 cards, which seems good. Now I wish I'd kept Garna, because I finally found that mountain, but I don't know. I think Kabu was a more reasonable keep. And both Warhost Frenzies, so that we can do this again, was the idea. I decline. Okay, and now we get them. Even without the Warhost Frenzy, we have them now. If they had any mana left up, I wouldn't be just casting stuff for no reason, right? Because when you can pass to get lethal, you should generally do so. But when an opponent can't respond, it's like, hey, cast something. By the way, what the hell are my dailies? Should I be rerolling these? I'm making no progress on any of... No, that's whites, creatures, lands. Okay, they're all fine. I mean, we beat someone who mulliganed to 5. Don't get too excited. But maybe it's a vision of brighter things to come. Better things to come? I guess no one says brighter things to come. The future's so bright you gotta wear shades. Where does that even come from? Future, wear, shades, source. The line is from the song The Future's So Bright I Gotta Wear Shades by Timbuk 3 from the album Greetings from Timbuk 3, 1986. There you go. You are enlightened today, unless you already knew that. In which case, what are you doing here? Go like listen to some 80s music. I don't know. You could listen to 80s music while we play. Well, I say we. It's mostly me who's playing at the moment. This 2/2 is nasty. So I guess I enlist, right? And I don't really want to draw cards. This way they can't just block one of the damage for free. They have to either take both or like discard a card to let this thing jump it. They're just going to take the 2, of course. I don't know. Maybe I do want lands. They have the cards. They have a lot more cards than I do. Yeah, and I could use a 4th land. Go ahead. There you go. Baird. What a lovely draw. If I draw another love song of Night and Day, maybe I can overdraw them. I don't think that's a good idea. Well, now it's looking a little better. Oh, they overdrew themselves. Wow. Good work, Love Song of Night and Day. I mean, I don't know. They still have like a grip full of 7 cards. They're not too upset about how things have gone. No, wait. I can't enlist this. What am I thinking? My dream here is they double block. Figuring if I order this blocker first, they'll make it indestructible. But then anyway, they get to trade for Phyrexian Rager. But I have Furious Bellow to make them also discard a card for that privilege. Okay, that's fine. So I'm again faced with the choice of Captain's Call or Baird. Captain's Call makes more tokens right away, and it's more efficient. But Baird is like a long-term source of tokens. I still feel like I should play the 4-drop, try to be efficient, and draw play Baird plus my 3 next turn if I draw a land. I was hoping they would block so I'd have an excuse to use Furious Bellow and also play Baird, but that did not occur. Okay, now I can play like Baird plus Resolute Reinforcements. The flyer? I guess. I don't really need this to be a 2/4. Take up the shield, maybe? No. Multi-block. Okay, I choose this order. I don't know. I should have chosen the other order so they would have to show me what trick they have before. I don't know. Actually, I do want a 5th land. Okay. Oh, they chose not to make it indestructible, huh? Interesting. That would have killed... Oh, I guess my creature dies anyway. But I feel like they should definitely throw away a card in their hand to keep that 2/2 on the field. What the heck are you doing? Or just taking up the shield on that one. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they were worried I had a lightning strike. I would respond to the indestructible by killing their thing? Hammerhand is fine, I think? Yeah. Perfect fit with Captain's Call next turn. Yep, that's the tap. Not a fan of that. Or that. this well enough. So I obviously want to shut off the 4/4. What do I put Hammerhand on? The problem is it's kind of tough to give this... Well, I can give it enough power that it's fine, I guess. So I guess maybe I put it on a 1/1, right? Do I just attack with everything here? Yeah, of course. We're getting in for, I don't know how much exactly, but it's a lot. Was it lethal? Didn't look like lethal. Maybe it was. Let's say they block the 2/2. I get in for 2, 7, 11. So no. But I guess they figured I was going to kill him on the next swing. Okay, fair enough. Come on. I only have 2 swamps in the whole deck. Great. I'm going to throw back a land here. These spells are all very good. And I don't want to put myself in the position again of being unable to draw a Warhost's Frenzy, because that's the only way I win games. Last game notwithstanding, I guess. This is such a threatening attacker, they're like not going to be able to block it for a while. I don't have to actually spend the mana pumping it. I can just threaten to. Oh, I love drawing a land here. And one that scries is top notch. Swamp would have been better. This card's fine. I would trade for 2 Blight Piles, or Blight Pile and Wrath. I guess if they have, like, Take Up the Shield, or Shore Up, then this isn't great, but it's still fine. And this attack is even worse against those, yeah. This also activates Baird if they let it live. Okay. Nice 2-for-1. No Baird activation, but that's alright. So what do we do here? I don't think we Warhost Frenzy yet. I think I just swing with the 2-2, both 2-2s, right? Nice. I'll take it. No, what am I doing? I need white for Baird. I forgot. I remembered it earlier when I was thinking I couldn't afford to pump this and play Baird, but then I forgot when I... Okay, well, I'm a genius. Opponent will never know how dumb I am. That's good. Oh, we made it to 3. That's... I'm telling you, this deck is good. I don't know, but it's not also. It's also not good because it doesn't have any removal. The joke in those kinds of situations is to say that you have player removal, right? Why remove creatures when you can just kill your opponent? I'll keep this. I can't play Phoenix Chick on 1, which is disappointing, but it's an okay hand. Land? Mountain? Okay. There you go. You like that 2-mana 1/1 flyer? I don't like how things are going. Can't give them cards. And I want Baird online, so. Plus, 2 flyers to put the counters on is nice. No, you're not really. Okay, they're desperate for a land. I got confused between desperate and digging and choked on that word. Looks like they found one. Okay, well, we're once again faced with the decision of whether to play Baird or Captain's Call. And every time I've chosen Captain's Call, and I still think it's right. Especially with Warhost Frenzy in hand, right? I wonder what opponent's deck does. It seems like, you know, token focused, maybe? You know, green, white, and black, white both like to go wide. Oh, Archangel of Wrath is pretty good. Okay, well, I have Furious Bellow. And if they don't block with Archangel... Actually, Warhost Frenzy is not very good here, is it? It would draw me some cards, but I don't need that. Yeah, that Archangel completely freezes me. But I can keep generating 1/1s. Oh, this can't even block. Okay, I should have attacked. I could even get it... Yeah. Miserable. But a 6th land would let me double Warhost Frenzy, which is kind of funny. Whether that is reasonable will depend, I suppose. Oof. Okay. So I suppose that I attacked all here, and they blocked. Would Warhost Frenzy be all that good? Maybe. I'd have Furious Bellow as well to survive, to kill the barricade. I'd be getting in for like 6 and wiping their board of ground creatures, right? But I wouldn't be drawing cards for all the stuff that dies, so I'd have a pretty small board myself. I think I just have to swing like this. I'm so mad I missed the 2 damage here, because I assumed they wouldn't block, and then I would get in for 2. They're at 21, but, like, don't be fooled. We have a shitload of damage. We have like 35 damage if we draw a land. Yeah. Okay. Is this still lethal? I have 10 attackers. They have 6 blockers. Sorry, 4 blockers. So 6 get through. 6 times 3 is 18. But it's actually 1 more than that, because one of the things that gets in is a flyer. So that's 19. Yeah, Furious Bellow and War Host's Frenzy combine for lethal. And I have enough red for that, which is an important thing I did check but didn't mention. No kicker. That's 15, 19, 22. Would have been more comfortable if I'd gotten in 2 more damage against, or convinced them to block with the Archangel of Wrath, which I can't imagine they would do, but... Visdo. Okay, it'll give me cards in a sec. You guys just wait. We'll get to take another mulligan anytime now. I guess I'll cut this until we get cards. Alright, it happened. Here I am, a completely unplayable hand again, as promised. Fine. Put back Garna, probably. I need 2 specific lands to be able to cast it. So I don't think the Black Splash has gone badly, right? We did get to use it for Warhost Frenzy once. On the other hand, it hasn't gone well, has it? Garna's been unplayable every time. And we have had some color problems. I think the Vigilant one is better. So I can swing with this and, I don't know. In some crazy universe they might not block, but of course they will. Actually, this doesn't do anything right now. I guess just give me a love song. That Academy wall is very difficult to get through. Quite good against this deck, because I don't have any removal for it. And none of my stuff is big enough to really threaten it, unless I have Furious Bellow, which I don't want to spend on a 0/5. So it doesn't stop us from attacking, but it doesn't really help us. It does stop us from doing damage, which is kind of the important thing. Alright, opponent times out and concedes. We win. GG. 5 wins? No. Thinking over their hand with great deliberation. Decides to play a land and pass. Very exciting. I don't think there's much harm attacking with both. Like, take up the shield would be fine. There's no benefit to attacking with the 2/4, except that it's a little bit of a threat. I don't think I should... The threat is 0. Let's just not take any weird chances. Maybe they have shore up and take up the shield, and I don't know. That doesn't even kill me. Or doesn't kill a creature. I don't know. Let's just go for this and see what happens. Presumably nothing is the answer. Okay, nice. Oh, I thought this was Rona's Vortex shuffling back into my hand. Putting this back in my hand. I'm glad it's just Timely Interference. It draws them a card. It's nice. 2 cards. But at least I get the damage in. And I could have attacked with this and it looks like it would get in, but of course they would block first, then tap, so it really wouldn't do anything. I don't think it matters which of these like, neither of these do anything on the board, so I might as well play the more expensive one. Well, actually, it was better to go this way, because then I'd have a 2/4 blocker. I was just thinking it would be nice to Warhost Frenzy here. Try to kill their wall. This is apparently not going to be that great in this game, and I would like that wall to be gone. Kill the wall, did 2 damage. Yeah, now they have a 5/5, which I would obviously much prefer to be able to Warhost Frenzy. Oh well. Actually, I mean, I can still attack with this, right? Because in this case, it dying actually does matter. It trades with the 5/5. Or with Wrath, but the 5/5 is obviously more important. Well, I say obviously. I guess Wrath could be a problem. They have a lot of mana. But for now, he doesn't really participate in blocking. Well, that's not true. He can pump himself if they leave 5 mana up. He doesn't participate in blocking, and if there's only one creature, it's tough for him to draw. Whoa. And yet they kept open 1 mana. Why? Flowstone Infusion on Baird, it must be, if they're looking at him. I'm actually a little concerned they might have Shore Up, so I don't want to attack with Baird. I don't know. If they have Shore Up, then, like, I'll just play another Baird, right? That seems fine. Maybe it was just a mistake that they left a mana up? I thought for sure Flowstone Infusion was coming down. I guess they just counted X wrong? Very weird. Maybe they thought, okay, I need to draw Flowstone Infusion or Shore Up to win. Okay, that makes sense. They didn't draw it, but if they had, that was how they were planning to win. I was going to attack with all anyway. This is a great motivator. Okay, so do I attack all or do I enlist some of this stuff? I assume attack all is lethal, right? I have 10 attackers? Yeah. They can't really have anything that makes a difference here. Ah! Okay, that makes some difference. Now I have 7 attackers, so 4 of them get in, which could just be 1/1s if I attack all, right? So I think it is best to just enlist stuff. So these 4/2s. I'm tapping down my big creatures so that these can be a 4 and a 5/2, which means they can't really block very well. But they also can't let it in. Because 3 creatures are getting in. If those are all 1/1s, they take 3 damage. Yeah, I think this is right. I don't know. I mean, they have some okay blocks, but blocking 1/1s is not those blocks. So I think getting in with them is likely to occur. Yeah. miracle over there. Suddenly develop 2 black sources with, oh, no! Temporal Firestorm. That would be a miracle. Yeah, right, I forgot about... There's the double red board clear as well, but they don't seem to have it. Stall for Time was a great card there. I didn't consider that. But I didn't have to, because, of course, they have to do it before combat. Just playing that before combat in case white spells is one of the dailies I haven't finished. I'm not quite brave enough to play the bear, even though it would obviously still be winning. Second raft's pretty fun. We made it to 5 after an inauspicious start. Ignoble start, maybe? That's probably a better word for what I meant. They're both fine. The start was inauspicious. This is a keep. Maybe we'll get to play Garna this game. If I had to mulligan, I'd be putting back the Garna. Like, if this were my 6-card hand, Garna is the card that would go. Everything else is great. And Garna is quite a ways from being cast, but it could actually happen. Dimir Green? Yeah, oh my god. The old Dimir Gruel. Okay, so we expect some domain stuff, probably. Ooh. Nice. That's pretty good. It might make sense to play the strike team next turn, just so I have something nice for this to enlist. I was a little worried about playing that out first, because like it could draw removal, but I don't think you can play scared like that. Okay, we're 1 land away from Garna. And they're missing lands. Opponent was player 1, right? So they've missed lands twice? How do we attack here? I can swing with the 3/1 and enlist a 1/1, I think. I wouldn't mind trading this for the Blight Pile, or this for the Blight Pile, or this for the 2/2. Those are all fine. Okay, they found their 3rd land and probably their 4th land. Swamp? Oh, actually, this is a swamp. I mean, it's not as good as a swamp because I can't also play the Resolute Reinforcements. I'm not going to throw these away for cards right now. I don't know, maybe I should. But I was hoping to do a little bit more with them is all. I think my cards are doing fine. I want to accumulate enough that Warhost Frenzy kills them. And I don't have that yet. So I could try to draw for it, I guess, but then it won't be good when I get it? So just the Garna. I mean, they could have, like... They could have Gaia's Might. No, Gaia's Blessing. It's Might of the Coalition and Gaia's Blessing. And then this attack is truly horrific, horrendous. But 4 damage is 4 damage. We have to try for it. Okay. But opponent is online. They got from 2 lands to 5 pretty fast. Yikes. Okay, well that's bad. Although, this can still attack, can't it? They're going to let it in. Or maybe chump with the drawbridge, but I think they want the drawbridge to tap this down in the future. Maybe they have more giant creatures and they don't mind trading with a 10-10. I don't know. I hope not. But if that is the case, at least I draw a card. They have 2 mana left. So they could counter this. They don't. All right. Well, we're still in this with a shot. The problem is the drawbridge is online now. Oh, well, maybe not this turn. There's the chaplain. So I get 1 more attack with the 5-3 here. What if I attack all? Like, they get to kill 2 of my 1/1s, but I get cards? Or 2 of my creatures, but I get cards and damage? Like, suppose I just swung all. How much damage is that doing? They have 4 blockers. I would get in with 5 creatures. It would be 5 damage. Doesn't seem very good. Okay. Well, let's just keep doing this then, see what happens. I don't think they want a double block to kill it either. I mean, because that kills 2 of their defenders before the chaplain lands. But okay. That's fine. I'll kill the drawbridge, I think. Draw the card for... Oh no, I have to target before it either resolves, so it doesn't matter. This 0-3 is a bigger problem for me. I could shoot him in the face, I suppose. There's a thought. Didn't consider that. So I have 8 attackers, 9 next turn. They'll have, well, but they'll have birds, right? They'll have 7 blockers. Yeah, that's stupid. This kills a bird and the drawbridge. Don't really want all these lands. Now, if I want, I can play Baird, and it will do 1 damage to the opponent, because the creature will die. Due to the legend rule, but that's obviously bad. I can't trigger Baird anymore. There's no, I will keep playing lands, I guess. I don't know why. I could start throwing 1/1s away, I guess, for cards. It's cards and damage. Yeah, this doesn't seem so bad, actually. You're letting this one in for some reason. That's why I'm still playing lands, I just found out. Should have been the swamp, but doesn't really matter. Probably should have been doing this earlier with my 1/1s. Just make a token, maybe? Or make a 10/10 Trampler? No. Get a land. Okay. I said 10/10. It would be a 15/15 Trampler. Seems strong. They don't want it yet, though. I mean, I could attack with these as well, I suppose. The extra toughness does not really make them any better. Well, it kind of does, because they're going to have a 15/15 Trampler in a bit. But I need to kill them fairly soon. Let's just swing with all this shit. That's fine. They only get to kill 1 creature. Maybe I should have attacked with Garna and Baird as well? I don't know. How much is this getting in for? 2, 3, 4. So Furious Bellow is not nothing. It would. I could kill this and save this, which seems worth doing, I think. I draw fewer cards, but they have less stuff on the board. And I have more stuff, which is also important. I want the bird pretty badly, right? I could draw cards. Increase my chances of hitting Warhost Frenzy by next turn, which will be lethal. Actually, you know what? I want to put the counters on things, don't I? Because that gets me a 1/1 this turn. No. I guess I'd rather have a 1/1 now that flies, and then counters next turn, rather than counters and a 1/1 that doesn't fly this turn. But step 1 is tempting. I have a lot of mana lying around, don't I? So I could very well draw something I can play, and it gets me closer to Warhost's Frenzy. It means I have less damage next turn, but not by a lot. Yeah, I think I need to make sure I need to increase my odds of hitting Warhost's Frenzy, I think, more than get another 1/1 on the board. Or maybe I hit Captain's Call, that's good too. Giving them a card is scary, but... or cards. Oh, wait. Because of Furious Bellow, I'm getting a 1/1 token this turn anyway. I missed that. They could kill me if they have, like, Colossal Growth on for the 10/10. Doesn't seem like they're going to be running that, though. Colossal Growth plus some other trick, like Gaia's Blessing or whatever. There's the Warhost Frenzy. Very glad I drew. They're tapped out, so these 7 blockers ain't gonna do it. This is getting in for only 6, so I do need to cast something. May as well kick it just for funsies. Why does that say it has 0 power? Oh, I guess because it doesn't have an owner and therefore there's no domain? I've never noticed that before. Interesting. Alright, well, we actually did, like, start 0-2 and make our way up to 2-6, 6-2. Kind of the dream. Pride of America. What the fuck is this? How come I keep getting hands like that? I mean, putting back up planes is dangerous because I might not draw any lands, but... I don't know. I think everything else was worse. Because I do need to hit a mountain fairly soon, or the hand is bad no matter what I do. Very funny. At least it's castable. There's the mountain. I don't like giving them cards. We're definitely playing this. I just don't know whether it's Chapter 1 or Chapter 2. I don't know. I feel like the bird doesn't do anything right now, so I might as well take the cards. Make sure I can keep curving out. It helps them curve out too, because they missed a land. But the bird isn't really doing anything, the counter isn't really doing anything. Why did I even play this card? For the card, of course. Here comes like some 4-mana thing like the... Oh, okay. 2 blight piles, just what I wanted. Okay, this is a rough game. But, I mean... a bunch of 1/1s is sort of good against their setup. Sort of. Right, the Knights of Dusk Shadow can only be 4/4s. But that trades for a lot of my stuff. I guess they're not attacking. Okay. Defenders. Didn't expect that. I guess just play 2/2-drops? Love Song of Night and Day for cards again into Resolute Reinforcements? So I do have the Warhost Frenzy. Getting a bunch of tokens would be a potential route to victory. And I need lands for that. There's one. Thing is, they have a lot of blockers. So, well, but the blockers are such that like Warhost Frenzy is pretty good against them, right? So I think I'll wait and Resolute Reinforcements at the end of turn. Am I going to be like doing my Alpha Strike right away? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Either way, I want the Resolute Reinforcements, right? More than I want the Faith Bonder. Well, Faith Bonder does a good job maybe of blocking the menaces. It's a lot of damage. Oh, it's like lethal now, huh? Okay. I have to kill them next turn or I'm dead, is what they're saying. Okay, well, I'll do my best. Well, or kill one of their defenders. That would also work. I can even give this bird haste, I suppose, if I played Keldon Strike Team, but then I wouldn't have enough damage to even threaten anything. I really need the Warhost's Frenzy. So, what is this? 7 attackers, 3 blockers, 4 of them get in. It's not lethal. But I guess I have Furious Bellow as well, so maybe that gets me somewhere. Okay, they're actually blocking with the defender. That's part of their potential lethal plan, isn't it? How much is this? 6 damage. This adds 8 is 14. Furious Bellow is 17. So it's not lethal. So do I kick it, or do I like play it unkicked and play a Faith Bonder? How much do I need a blocker this coming turn? Not really at all, right? But I might need another attacker? No, I have Strike Team. I think I have enough. So I should probably... Well, but like, what do I need to draw, right? There's nothing that's relevant here. As much as another blocker would be, just in case. If they don't kill me, I have lethal in the air. But if they can, like, play a defender, if they can't do that and still have the 6 mana to double tap the Blight Piles. I think they were right, probably, to try to kill me. I don't know, but they should have done it at the end of my turn instead of at the end of theirs, right? Then these could have blocked and also tapped. So I guess, yeah, that was a huge mistake now that I look at it. It's another defender, but you're mana short of killing me with them. Okay. Well, they're close to tapped out. Obviously, Furious Bellow on a flyer, like, is lethal if they have nothing, but what if they have something? What would that be? In green, I guess they could have Broken Wings, in which case I want to spread the damage out. In black, not really anything with only 1 black mana. Am I playing the strike team? I don't, or am I kicking it? I want to have Furious Bellow, I think. So no kick? I have 6 attackers. Okay, so on the ground I'm not getting in at all, so I might as well put it on the flyers. Well, that's not true. It is, I mean, if I kick it, I can get in. But then I'm doing nothing else. And they can pretty easily block. Nobody runs Broken Wings, right? Oh, they shoot! They have this! What am I thinking? I missed the Battlefly Swarm. Okay, but it's still good to have the flyers be as big as possible. So... one of my flyers gets in for, let's say, 2 damage. Nothing gets in on the ground except what Keldon's strike team makes. Ah, this is too complicated. I think Furious Bellow is 1 short of lethal. I think this is also short of lethal, but I'm not sure by how much. Alright, I do this. I have 4, 9 attackers, 5 blockers. 4 get in. That's 5. And then the Blight Piles kill me, right? And if I do some enlisting, that just makes it worse. I can't force them to block with the Blight Piles by enlisting. I think we die by 1 here. Yeah. It's 5 damage. If I'd drawn an untapped land, I'd also have lethal. Did I have a chance to Furious Bellow for damage earlier? Like last turn? Earlier than that, it probably wouldn't have been good, but last turn I was pretty close. What did I do last turn? I played Warhost Frenzy kicked. so this... Ah, bite down. I was trying to think of green removal if there wasn't. I couldn't think of any except broken wings, but that also works. Yeah, good game. So close. So I don't remember what I drew from kicking Warhost Frenzy. I got like 2 cards or something, right? But I missed 3 damage. Oh! I chose not to do it and played a 1/3 instead. Instead of playing the 1/3, I could have just bellowed face for 3. That probably was right? To give me enough mana to... Yeah, because like a 1/3 doesn't matter as much as 3 damage at that point. What? I don't care. And... I knew I wouldn't have the mana to Furious Bellow, probably. Because I would want to play Keldon Strike Team the next turn. So I think, actually, Furious Bellow face, even though it wasn't lethal yet, was the way to go. Since they couldn't kill me. Yeah, made a mistake there. Those last 2 turns were tough. Well, I don't know. The last turn was easy because everything loses. But I had to go through a lot of work to prove that. Anyway, a good result, eventually. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.